Hello YouTube, Chris here, and Riven, you look a bit different. You look like the other one.
Yes, I do. We're actually Loki. We're actually Loki, and we just changed forms.
No. Welcome back, Talos. We've missed having you. Me, obviously, Talos, and Liam is here. And today, we're talking about the Nintendo E3 2021 conference that happened. A lot of thoughts, I think, after this one. A lot of mixed opinions here. This is probably going to be the most divisive one of all of them so far. So be sure to stay tuned. Check out all our other E3 videos. Like the video, give a comment, subscribe, hit the bell. We've got more coming out than just E3. We've got Loki videos, we've got movie news, and we have a nice little Final Fantasy VII video coming out pretty soon. Let's jump straight into this conference. So it's worth noting beforehand, Nintendo weren't allowing people to stream this.
Yes, well, specifically said multi-streaming, not streaming.
Yeah, they could stream the reactions, just not show any audio or footage from the panel, which I don't know. To me, was very non-consumer friendly.
We had a whole big spiel about that. Me and Chris were off screen
privately
of the like back and forth our batter. I was kind of defending them as a business aspect of it, but at the same time, I have to agree with Chris for the most part. It's very anti-consumer friendly, especially with streaming specifically. It's kind of messed up. I think it's actually free publicity for them. So like, why not take advantage of that?
Yeah, and like what Nintendo needs all the Twitch subs and donations or whatever. Like, come on, guys.
But we're going off tangent a little bit. Let's go back into the conference.
So they had a bit of an intro spiel. They were very quick with the talking. There was actually a lot of talking in this. It was quite good. I was 15 minutes late to the conference. So I did speed run kind of through everything, catch up. Their first trailer was an announcement for Super Smash Brothers, the new characters.
So I remember that one. Basically, they just introduced two new characters. Basically, Jin Kazama's father and grandfather. Which why didn't they feature Jin? They have the grandfather and a father, but not the, I don't know, whatever. Jin's my favorite character. That's why. Just an extra DLC. I do like the fact that they're supporting it with their characters and whatnot, but of course at the same time they're making you charge. Isn't it like $10 per DLC?
It's a bit more than that if I remember. It's funny, right? Because the most hype announcement I think for us of last year from Nintendo, at least for me anyway, was Sephiroth coming to Smash Bros.
Yes, that was big. That was big.
I bought Smash Bros. Then I think the season pass was 30.
It was that much, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Because the game I spent 70 and then I spent 30 on it for the season pass. So that's
I don't think it's that much money to license characters, though.
Yeah.
But that's besides the point.
Yeah. Then we had Sakurai, and he talked about how they tried to make him play as much as they do in the original game.
Probably with less blood.
I kind of hope so, because that's what you do with every Smash Bros. Character. You try and get that moveset. What did you think, Liam?
I really appreciated that it adds personable touch, that they're showing some love to the franchise with something that has been put into theory of possibly wanting to be put into the game rather than something that's wacky like Minecraft Steve.
Yeah, that was pretty random.
I mean, everyone wants Sora for Smash. I personally want Neku from the world. To me, it's such a shame that they haven't gone with Neku, because, again, we talked a little bit about this in the Square Enix video. Square Enix has this game coming out next month called Neo The World Ends With You. Square Enix is not promoting.
But no one's advertising it.
No one's advertising it. Wasn't advertised at Square Enix one. It wasn't advertised at this Direct. If you put Neku, they've got an anime airing. You put Neku in Smash Bros. Then you advertise the anime. Then you advertise the new game. And you advertise Smash Bros. Come on! Sorry, headphone users, but come on! Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I have to agree. I feel that frustration because like there's a game like that I'm excited for. Of course, like we need more people to get this, because obviously the reason why you advertise it so people can know about it and buy it, so that way they can make more of it later.
Exactly. It's the reason why the first World Ends With You didn't get a sequel, or like why it's taken so long, why it's taken over 10 years. Sorry.
That's crazy.
Speaking of Square Enix, they're up next. Not advertising The World Ends With You. No, why would you? No, they showed this trailer was about to piss me off. Do you remember this trailer, guys? Life is Strange.
Which one is this one? Oh, yes.
Because they started off all animated. They make it seem like it's something new. You see Chloe and Max on the train, and then you see a third character appear in between them. And for a second, I was like, oh God, they're following the stupid comics where they brought back Rachel. Yeah, just so people are aware, there's a Life is Strange comics where Rachel Amber's back and the three of them hang out. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Ah!
That doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense. But no, instead it was just the girl from True Colors, and they were like, "Oh, we're bringing Life is Strange Before the Storm and True Colors all to Nintendo Switch." Which, okay, I'm surprised
I mean,
you didn't.
finally.
Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't have it on Switch already. The games came out on PlayStation 3.
Yeah, and like what's funny, I tried to defend it during that same chat we were talking about off screen.
Yeah.
Like maybe it was licensing issues. Then like, what was your comeback to that?
Okay, it's on PlayStation 3. It's on Xbox. It's on PlayStation 4. It's on Steam. It's on mobile phone. These damn games are, well, at least the first one is on mobile phone. So how was it on the phone years before the Switch?
Pick up the pace.
Yeah.
You had one job, and not even Stadia has it.
Yeah, like, that's the other thing. We'll probably talk about it in the recap video, is why aren't the Final Fantasy 1 to 6 remasters coming out on Switch? Anyway, I didn't care about this announcement. What did you guys think?
Honestly, like for those who haven't played it, definitely play it. It is a pretty old game, and I'm glad it's out for more devices out there for other people to play this amazing game. But at the same time, like too little too late, and like me personally, I lost interest.
And also the fact Life is Strange 2 isn't coming out on it. It's like the black sheep that they're just going to ignore. It's weird.
Pretty much. Like that game never existed.
Yeah. Then we have Guardians of the Galaxy, the one announced at Square Enix.
I wasn't featured on the other videos with Square Enix, but the fact that they had this trailer for that, I was excited because obviously I'm a fan of Guardians of the Galaxy and the whole universe they have on it. Obviously, the character models look totally different than from the movie models. Yeah. I'm hoping it didn't turn to another Avengers disaster. We'll see. But as if we're going to the Switch, cool, another area you could play it in, but probably get it on the PS5.
Yeah, I think considering there was so many issues with Avengers, I'd rather get it on the more powerful hardware because there's less chance of it being a Cyberpunk situation. Well, 2077 was unable to really run on like the older hardware. You needed the...
I do want to insert this little sidebar real quick. There was rumors of a more powerful Switch, the Switch Pro potentially. True. And that, of course, wasn't announced here. So as of right now, it's still rumored. So I just want to throw it out real quick so you guys know that it wasn't announced in this specific conference.
That's a good point, because I was thinking it's a bit weird to do a downgrade. It reminds me of like the Wii era, where every game had like a downgraded version that was completely different. But maybe with the Switch Pro, maybe you're actually quite right, and that's what this is kind of a hint to. Then we had Worms Rumble. Anyone care?
Nope.
Okay, so then we had Astria Ascending, and I don't really remember this. It was like, was it like the Castlevania kind of game?
I do like the art style though.
And these were all like small snippets, so it was very hard to kind of know what to think of these.
Just a caveat real quick, these last few ones are like maybe 30 seconds each, roughly. And as a viewer, it wasn't really long enough for us to even care about because it was so short.
Yeah, it's funny because some trailers overstayed their welcome. These ones definitely didn't. And yet you couldn't put in World Ends with you. Come on. Then we had 2 Point Campus. I don't want to talk about this. We talked about it in Summer Games Fest. It looks awful. It looks like a Disney Junior show.
It really does.
Oh
yeah, hopefully Liam shows some of the footages here, but like the Roller Coaster Tycoon games, better than this. Like, this is terrible.
The old disc games that had like Hospital Tycoon from way back, that was more of an interesting than this recycled attempt at trying to play Sims cross school.
Maybe it's an aesthetic they're going for, but I wasn't feeling it.
Yeah, but we talked about it with Summer Games Fest. It looks awful. Next we had Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania. What did you guys think?
20th anniversary, by the way.
So this is just a HD collection of the old ones with some new levels, right?
Pretty much.
I believe they've added more like party modes to the gameplay with this version.
To me, because it's like more of like a HD collection, I'm very much kind of like, I could just play it on my PC. Like, yeah, I don't know. The Switch is very much, it's rendered useless by the fact of it's got like 5 exclusives and it's got a lot of exclusive franchises, but all the games on it are so old that you could literally just play on your computer or your phone.
Yeah.
But it is nice to see they're bringing this franchise back. Actually, if people are interested in this franchise, Nick Robinson, who is a YouTuber who does these amazing documentary series that me and Talos are very much a fan of, he did a full video where he sought out the Monkey Ball voice guy and basically discovered that there's like a new Monkey Ball game in development. I think it might be this, because as you mentioned, Liam, there's new modes and he did some new voiceover for it, but it might be a new Monkey Ball game that wasn't announced. So, you know, we'll see. Do check that video out. It's fantastic on Nick Robinson's channel.
Now, next game here, I'm actually really excited for, but it might be different for other people, is the Mario Party Superstars. Now, I'm a big Mario Party fan. Like, to me, it's like goes back to nostalgia. They're bringing back a lot of the old, like, N64 stages and remastered into the Switch graphics. I'm excited for those and playing those again. I guess in other versions, like Mario Party 2, 3, etc. So I wasn't as nostalgic for those, but the original Mario Party in N64, that's what really kind of like made me love Mario Party games. And of course, playing that with Riven and his brother and sister and family members and stuff like that. To me, that's what I like about the original Mario Party, and that's why I'm excited for it. I would like to eventually somehow co-op that together as a group. I think that'd be a fun little experiment. That's why I'm excited for it, not necessarily because it's a great title, because obviously there's things that are still issues with it, like, you know, obviously the controller drift issues, and that could be definitely a hindrance. A Mario Party game that requires precision.
It's another case of I don't care, because it's almost a port of an old. It's not quite a port, but still, the Nintendo Portable Port System with all the ports, I can play on my PC. Guys, there's ways of.
Yeah, but this is better graphics.
Guys, there's a website you can literally look up Play Mario Online, and you can play the old Mario games. You don't need a Switch. You really don't. We don't condone illegal emulation, of course. Please support the official release. That's a joke for legal reason. Liam, put up all the legal text on screen right now. See, you can read all that. Thank you.
Yeah, do a legal document, just scroll really, really fast.
Yeah. Next game is actually quite exciting. It's Metroid Dread. It's back. Metroid.
Finally, a new Metro game, yeah.
No, Metroid. Hello?
Yeah, that's what I said, right? Metroid.
You said Metro. Liam, play back the clip. Metroid Dread. Now, this game been in development, or has been rumored for years, right?
Yeah.
And I guess it's finally here. It's interesting. It seems like it's more like a stealth game.
I wouldn't say that, but there is some stealth elements, I guess. Obviously, it brings back the 2D aesthetics that we were familiar with. I wasn't as excited for this one, only because I kind of want like a fully fledged 3D world than a 2D side-scrolling again. Maybe it's just hard to do a 3D Metroid. I don't know.
To me, the stealth elements were kind of cool. I kind of like those because
it's different.
It's different. Yeah, it's different to have like a side-scroller like that that's kind of about running away rather than full-on just boop, 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 pew. And I'm sure it will have elements of that. I'm sure Samus is going to find some weapon to defeat the aliens. But yeah, it was cool. Nice to see an old franchise be brought back, especially for its anniversary. Then we have Just Dance 2022.
We already talked about it, Ubisoft. Watch that conference.
Well, I think we do need to mention one thing. This game, it's coming out on the Switch, right? But it's not
yes.
But it's not coming out on the Nintendo Wii. For those that aren't aware, pop up a cover of the Wii version there. Yeah, Just Dance 2021 came out on the Nintendo Wii. The Wii was still getting games as late as then. It was still getting the Just Dance game last year. This is the first year without a Just Dance game on the Wii. So rest in peace to our fallen brethren, the Nintendo Wii.
We will miss you.
And then we had Cruisin' Blast.
It's almost like a crazy taxi. Someone who actually likes racing games, I wasn't really feeling this.
It's a formula that's been used.
And then we had a port of an old game. Wow, didn't
Yay.
expect one of those on the Switch.
Oh my god.
Cool, play it on another system.
Cool story, bro.
Cool story, bro. Then we have Mario Golf. Yay!
It looks fun. The trailer didn't really give it like much justification, or like as a co-op experience, it's actually really fun. Like you're just hitting a golf ball. Depending on where the ball lands, you need to chase after the ball so that we can hit, you know, your hole in one or whatever, or the next hole. So it's like a kind of a rush element to it. So it's not a typical golf where it's just you shoot the ball, see where it lands, and then see what happens. We actually have to chase after the ball after you hit it. So that's kind of cool.
I can't be cynical about this one. It looks fun. And it's not a port. Well done!
Yay!
Yay!
After reminiscing on this one, I feel charmed by it. Thinking about all the times I used to play the Wii Frisbee golf games and stuff, I hope that maybe we might all get into a party one time and tee off someday.
That would be fun.
Then we have game that we talked about. We're skipping it. I'm not even going to say the title. We're skipping it.
Watch our other videos.
WarioWare Get It Together, game designers.
I'm excited for WarioWare. WarioWare was fun back in the Wii days. Was the Wii U? It was probably Wii.
But again,
yeah,
it's just like the old one remastered, right? Like, or it's like the best of.
I'm sure they have more challenges and stuff like that, so it's not just the original.
From the trailer, it just says to me it's for ages 4 and under. I'm sorry, but some
Is
of
that what
the
it said?
game. No, that's just what I feel like from what I've seen in the trailer.
Think of it like the most like craziest Mario Party mini games, back-to-back challenges to get like the high score type thing. It's pretty much like that. It's typically more difficult to complete all the way through. I'm personally excited for it. It seems like a fun little pastime.
So then after that we have Shin Megami Tensei V.
RPG, Persona. I thought it was Persona honestly when I first saw it.
Yeah, so did
But then then I saw the title. I was like, yeah. You know what's funny? Shin Megami Tensei was originally first, and then Persona was a subgenre, but then Persona got more popular than the original.
Yeah, and then there's us getting confused over Persona and Shin Megami Tensei. Then we had Danganronpa. I've always wanted to play Danganronpa. Well, I haven't actually always, but I've been intrigued by Danganronpa, and I probably will play one someday, but I probably won't play this. Anybody have anything to add on?
I have no history on it.
Then we had Fatal Frame, Maiden of Blackwater. It's a HD remaster. It's a port of the
it's a port. It looks good. I never played it, so
maybe
if I have time, I'll play it on a Switch.
Yeah. Then we have Doom Eternal, The Ancient Gods, Part 1. Anyone got anything?
Is this a port or what is this about?
Expansion, is it not?
Oh, is it an expansion? Okay.
Yeah, it's just an expansion DLC of kind of the original, I think.
Next one is a port, and that is Tony Hawk's.
Oh my god. What? Like, I would care, Nintendo. Hey, Mr. Christ.
Let's sit down real quick. Let's just sit down real quick.
Hey, Doug Bowser, Mr. Nintendo, Mario, you're over there. Okay, I'm sitting you all down here today. I would have cared about this if you announced it when the Xbox and PlayStation versions came out. Why are you doing this a year later? Why? Why do it now? Why didn't you do it back then?
Hey guys, maybe it's a licensing issue.
Nintendo is like the slacker in school that's kind of charming but also kind of an asshole, and he always hands in his homework like a week later than everyone else because he's like, oh yeah, it's okay babe, I'll give it to you next week. Slaps her on the ass like Bart Simpson in that one episode of The Simpsons.
Much obliged, doll.
Oh, Bart Simpson, I'm gonna miss you.
Very start of it.
All right, next game. Strange Brigade. Yeah.
I
have nothing to say about this. It jumps so quick through the screen. Like, I didn't get a chance to really absorb it or care much about it.
Only slightly above being better than a Unity engine game.
It looks terrible. This is why I forgot what this looked like. This does not look nice.
Repressed memory.
It was only like 25 seconds in the entire thing, so.
Then we have Mario and Rabbids. I think we talked about this in Ubisoft.
Yeah,
we did.
Already Ubisoft.
We did. Okay. Skip it! Then we have Advanced Wars 1 and 2.
Turn-based toy soldier combat kind of army management game.
Okay. Tactical, I guess, by nature.
Yeah, runs heavily on the rock, paper, scissors system.
Everyone going, Nintendo won. No, you didn't, Nintendo. I don't care, Nintendo. You know what?
This could easily be like a mobile game than a Switch game.
Then you have Hyrule Warriors DLC. Wow.
What's funny, I was watching the live stream of this and I was looking at the comments. Like, this is not the Zelda game we wanted. So people were like disliking the video. But eventually we did get to the news. We won it. We'll talk about that.
Then IG Onuma talked about Legend of Zelda.
They released that little like portable handheld thing where you could play the original Zelda on a like little portable
Game & Watch
handheld device.
They talked about Skyward Sword HD. And then we got the big announcement of Breath of the Wild 2! And it wasn't a terrible announcement, actually. There's a part of me that was like, oh, I kind of don't really care. But there's another part that was kind of like, oh.
Yes, and the part that we really liked about it was Link in the sky. I was like, that is cool.
It's cool that the Switch managed to render so much of the map. Like,
Yeah, that's true. Good point. Good point.
yeah. I didn't expect that from the Switch. Let's see how the game is.
Yeah.
And we will
We'll definitely see.
Yeah. Hopefully they reveal more about the Sky stuff after this conference before we do our big recap video.
But what we'll say real quick before we conclude and wrap up is like when I saw this was the game that everyone wanted to see, at least to some degree, like all the announcements. So they ended on a very good note as a conference as a whole. Obviously, I'm excited to like actually get my hands on Zelda game, the sequel. They haven't announced much of the gameplay aspect of it, but people are potentially hoping that it might be like a way we can control both Link and Zelda, but we'll see how that goes.
There we go. E3 is done.
Yes, done and dusted.
That's it, completely finished. Upcoming, we have the final recap video. We'll talk about if our minds have changed at all since these conferences first aired, what our final thoughts are, any kind of announcements, our top games, what we're most looking forward to, the games that we think look the worst. That's all coming out in the next Studley News Network. That was Nintendo. Let's go with the final thoughts. Liam, you haven't said much.
When I saw the handheld advertisement for the classic console, I believe that was a serious clap to Soldier Boy and his attempt at trying to reinvigorate the classic console market with his his bootleg consoles that were emulators run through it from the get-go.
What are your final thoughts on the console?
I'm glad it didn't seem like it was run by a bunch of work experience students where it was put in together, collectively done. I mean, we saw some things that we didn't care about, but I liked it just because there's more than one thing in this title, in this lineup that I'm suddenly excited for, golf being one of them.
Just to kind of caveat and like compare it with other conferences, because obviously I wasn't featured on the other conferences due to, business reasons, and other priorities came into fruition. But in terms of comparing it to other conferences, I don't think it was the best, but I also don't think it's the worst either. If anything, it was definitely one of the top tier ones. It was short, sweet, right to the point, a vast variety of games. So some that I'm interested in, some I'm not. As Liam was kind of alluding to, like a whole kibosh of like things that somebody will find interesting in. And overall, I think it was a decent conference.
So here's where the video gets divisive. You guys ready for the hate comments? Okay, so like you said, Liam, it was short. It was 40 minutes. So it was a lot of the other conferences. And there was so much I didn't care about. There was so much of like port. And it's like, to me, it's like, you don't do that at E3. You do like a little press release or something like that. Because who cares? The game already came out. Everyone already enjoyed it. Just because you're getting it late, you know? There was some good stuff, though. The Smash Bros. Tekken announcement. Mario Golf looks fun. Metroid, I like that announcement. Breath of the Wild, okay. But there was nothing that really blew me away.
Sparked it for you.
Yeah, there's nothing that... There was no spark there. And it was as sterile as Nintendo has always been. There's a problem with the Direct is that they're not...
I guess you could say they were safe.
Yeah.
They were pretty safe.
Yeah, the problem with me with the Directs is they're not as kind of personable as kind of the other conferences would be. They're very sterile in their structure. But that is just a Nintendo Direct structure complaint as a whole. As a conference, yeah, definitely not the worst. Probably on the top end. I think it's time to give it the scores. So we'll go back same round. Liam.
Give it a 6 out of 10. I'm really happy with how it's kind of concluded. And it was sweet.
Okay, Palos?
I might give it a little bit higher. I'll probably do a 7. It was just slightly above average, but definitely not something like, obviously I have more games I'm excited for than Liam and Kasora has, but yeah, a 7 average.
I'm gonna give it 5 out of 10. Didn't blow me away. It was kind of just something actually, I kind of want to take it down even a bit more, because not only that, but Nintendo were so anti-consumer with not allowing people to stream it and stuff like that.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't count for that. Okay, I'll bring it down to a 6.
Bring it down to a 6. I think I'm going to go with... I might still go with a 5. You know what? I'm going to give them just a straight 5. I don't want to bring them down to the lower levels of, Gearbox or Cock or that. They still were okay. Yeah, they didn't go down to like the levels of Cock or anything like that. 5 out of 10, I think. But that gives us a final score of about just over 5.5 out of 10. So, those are our thoughts on Nintendo. I've been Chris Sora.
I'm Talos.
I've been Liam.
Happy 3, everyone. It was pretty terrible. But watch the video. Watch the video coming out. Watch the video. So be sure to stay. So be sure. Fucking. So be sure to stay tuned. Check out all our other. Oh my fucking god. Here we go. Okay. Take 3. So be sore. I can do this. Do it. It's coming out soon. Oh no, bye.
Alright guys, so this video is brought to you by our friends over at We Play Games. The shop has it all, from all things nerdy, collectible toys, collectible cards like Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh, retro consoles, and so much more. So much more. There's 2 locations in Las Vegas area and they ship across the US. Use our coupon code STUDLYB15 for 15% off your next purchase. Hurry though, as it is limited. Grab it before it's gone.